we're talking about Isekai.
Yeah,
Right?
do you think SAO is a better Isekai than rezero?
I've never watched SAO, so I can't.
You've never watched SAO?
No.
What is SAO?
Watch the first season and drop it.
Because it was just incest. That's why it was
What?
advertised to me.
No, he
Oh.
just kisses his cousin.
Yeah, what's
No, it is. No, there's
You told me you would kiss your cousin.
But you did. Let's get that. The same cousin you played Buzz with, babe. No, but
You
no.
slept with him when you were young.
There's this little weird thing. Welcome to the Brother Complex podcast. Here's another Friday with us four brothers. Today we're gonna start with the brothers.
What do you call it?
The bracket.
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. And then we're gonna go into the main segment, which is mine. We're gonna be talking a little bit about anime. Then we're gonna be reviewing what's in Starlight, this anime movie on Netflix. And then we're gonna finish with the Lost in Starlight. It's not anime.
Because it's Korean.
It's not anime. Because
Anime is specifically Japanese.
Yeah, it's animation, isn't it?
Why would you call it then? You
Animation.
interrupted me to say that.
Yes.
no, it's still anime, bro.
There's still anime.
It's an anime
You're not. No one's
specifically.
gonna look at it and be like, it's not anime.
I'm pretty sure isn't Soul Leveling also from
No, so
This is the intro, isn't it?
that's Korean.
This bullshit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't matter anyway. Then we're gonna be playing GuessLink, which is the second game out of the two-set game thing that we have running, and then there will be a big loser from that. It's gonna be me and him competing because they won the last game.
No, it's Japanese.
And then again, interrupt me. Great. And then whoever loses from that is gonna have to do a punishment. If you see the thumbnails, we've been doing punishments. My last punishment wasn't great. But yeah, so with the actual business side of things, to subscribe, that's the best way to support us. Subscribing. This is our main channel, is where we actually put our ideas. Obviously, we have short form content linked below. We have TikTok, Instagram. There's YouTube Shorts as well, where we edit things to make it more concise, a little funnier. You know, because we do waffle a lot, so we do cut it down a little bit and make it better. You can see he agrees. So if you want to check us out, there's linked below. But subscribing really takes us further. You can obviously leave a comment. We've been getting some more comments, which is always great. We do answer them. We do see them. And if you want us to review something, do leave it below, because there's a high chance of us seeing it and actually reviewing it. But apart from that, I think that covers most business side. So actually, let's start with the...
Okay. So this was like a last minute thing that I prepared quite a bit ago.
No time to waste.
So yeah, this is just gonna be a bracket on one-liners. So it's just like a specific line that I picked from media overall that I've always liked, and I just want to be like. So I'll give you. So the way it works is it's just a bracket. So I'll give you two. You pick one. That one moves forward, and at the end we'll pick the line that you guys prefer.
Right.
We can say that the other lines disappear. So like if they have more significance, maybe you would want to go with that one. But for example, if one has more significance because it's like part of a,
I'm sure we'll understand.
maybe shut up. And then, but the other one's like more iconic. You'd rather go with that one. So yeah, let's just start with
If you, my cousin the Bobby was here, you'd be dead, man.
with Wolverine's line when he says, "I'm the best at what I do," against
Iconic.
Human Torch's Flame On.
Oh, that's like a finalist.
I think Human Torch wins that one.
It has to be Flame On. It has to be. Because like it's not his like that the Wolverine line, it's not like his I know.
Yeah, the
only
Human
line
Torch
that he
is like
says. Flame On is every time he turns his powers on.
it's Flame On.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I prefer the voice acting when it comes to.
Yeah, but Flame On is
like
like...
yeah.
Yeah, it's Flame On, man.
But to be fair, we haven't heard a lot of Flame Ons on the voice.
On the voice.
On the
We
voice
have.
side of things.
Well, has Hugh Jackman ever said that specific line?
No, but
That's
what
Wolverine.
was an animated show?
I know. So that's the point. Because there's also a
it's
lot
still
of
voice
I-
line.
Yeah,
I-
it's
I-
not just live action. It's the voice
I know,
line.
but there's also like Flame One, also in animation and live action. Like it's both.
Yeah, Flame On.
Flame On. Yeah. Not sure. I don't necessarily disagree. Next, very similar in terms of like how iconic they are. Avengers Assemble against To Me My X-Men.
Ooh.
To Me My X-Men.
Yeah,
Seriously,
I got
For example, then for example,
goosebumps when I heard that.
the scene in Endgame.
Don't give a shit, man.
No,
Or
but
the
for
Infinity
example,
War was-
but even though they didn't like really land it that
No,
well.
they landed it well.
No, because it was like Avengers Assemble.
No, that's a hot
Nah,
take.
yeah,
but he was smart, mate.
It was smart. It was smart.
full pipes.
You know about all pipe, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So wait, which one are we going with then? X-Men.
To me, I'm X-Men, yeah.
I'm kind of surprised. I thought there'll be more pull towards, because especially in like newer media in terms of like the Avengers stuff like that, like it's such a popular one.
I know, yeah, true. But,
But when the X-Men is actually like...
I mean, but in the scene from X-Men '97 when Cyclops says to me, "My X-Men," that
It's
is
cool as
elite.
fuck.
So we're going with that.
And when Magneto says it as well.
Magneto does say. Do you agree, or do you?
Oh no, I agree.
you
Fully.
go with
Yeah.
that?
Of course he does.
Sure.
Good boy.
Good goon.
Good boy.
Okay, so next one. I think this one you have to keep in mind how iconic it is. So we have Plus Ultra. So you can like go Plus Ultra or
Yeah, go beyond plus
you
ultra.
go beyond Plus Ultra against My Hero Academia against Get Over Here by Mortal Kombat Scorpion.
No, plus ultra, man.
Get over here.
Gonna push past your limits.
Plus ultra.
But Get Over Here, it's literally
It is.
like it's the line that's
Cut
in
out.
every trailer of every Mortal Kombat fucking trailer. So I personally, again, there's 4 of us. My vote's impartial, but I would go for Get Over Here because of how iconic
I
it is.
think it has to because we're doing iconic lines.
For me,
It's like it's every line. Like you can't have Scorpion without that line.
for me, it's
Yeah.
plus ultra, man.
And
No, but oh my! No, but like,
It's also the meaning of the phrase going
yeah, but for
beyond.
example, Deku like he doesn't really do that.
No, but that whole scene of like, oh my god, like,
Plus ultra.
I'll show you what these words
yeah, but
really
for
mean.
example, to be honest,
yeah, but that's like
no.
the one TikTok edit.
But if you didn't watch My Hero and you didn't play Mortal Kombat, if I said Get Over Here, you know.
No, man, you've got your case.
You got your case. Because you say that's
Give me the premise. Get over here.
Get over here. Well, with just the bars, get over here.
Well, he waves the lollipop.
I think you guys are underestimating how iconic that line is.
What do we know? We were just judging both.
We were just
But I don't think. Yeah, I think you. Yeah,
we're juggling.
We're
okay,
juggling.
so
it.
you juggle all you want.
Say your piece.
Well, I'll take
Plus
Get Over
ultra.
Here.
I'm going Scorpion. I think.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, it's 2v1, man.
Is it though?
Is
I
it
don't think
2v1?
it is. I don't think it's 2v1. I think it's 2v1 against you.
Nah, yeah, Scorpion. Scorpion is just like, that's
boy.
cold as fuck, bro.
It's just so cool.
Get over here.
I'll stand my
Yeah,
ground.
no.
I mean, that's the best character.
Stand on it, man. I respect that.
So Get Over Here. Okay, so next, next from the same franchise, and I want to know your opinion more on this. So is what about Old Foggy? Did he get live? Against when you hit him, they get back up. When I hit him, they
That
stay
one,
down.
mate. That one. Easy.
It has to be
The second one.
Punishers.
Yeah.
It has to be
I'll
Punishers.
probably. Well, they're both Punishers.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, but the one is way more iconic.
The second one.
Yeah, and like the foggy one is like exclusive to Daredevil Born Again. That whole thing of like it's always paraphrased, but like even in the comics, you always say something along those lines.
I agree.
It's more iconic, 100%.
Sure.
And it also embodies like what the character stands for. It's more like
True. It has more like importance to the actual characters. Sure. No, I agree. I thought you'd struggle with more because I thought you preferred the second speech more than the first one.
No, I don't think. I think
I
it's the whole
wouldn't fight
point.
it.
Or was it the other way around?
better,
At all points, I agree.
We're not gonna go over this
We're not gonna
again,
go over
bro.
this.
You're not
Okay,
a
so,
vigilante.
yeah, to finish the first round. To finish the first round, so Avengers, when he says on your left,
Okay.
against We Are Venom.
On your left.
Seriously,
Yes.
against We Are Venom.
I was going to
Yeah.
say we are Venom.
I thought you'd probably pick that one as
He
well.
said on your left.
We Are Venom's way more iconic.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah, sure. I just thought of the Venom movies, but yeah.
Have you
Like,
guys ever said on your left in real life?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or were you on their right? I bet you were.
I was on top.
You gimp.
We both know you're bottom, mate.
What a... Oh my days. That's true as well. That's true as well.
Yeah. So what are we going with?
I think We Are Venom.
But remember, you got your
Yeah.
tight hip. You can't go in bottom. That's why.
We big Venom.
We pick Venom.
No.
All right. So okay, let's start the second round. So now we have.
Oh my days. I had to double check what gimp meant because I didn't know if it was like that. I
What
said
is
we
it?
said a slur. And I was like, because I called you a gimp. I don't know if
Yeah, I heard it.
It's, you know, like,
Is it like an extreme cock?
no, you see those BDSM where like they were
Yeah.
just like
I know
tied
that's
up
like
with
the-
like
the
leather
gimp
shit.
mask.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, so it fits. It fits because I've seen you in one of those.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
Wait, it's like the ghillie suits. Isn't it?
The ghillie suits, that's the army suits, mate.
Well, what is it then?
You see those
Yeah, isn't ghillie-
Oh yeah, what they were. Yeah.
Camouflage.
What cute suits you? Okay, so
the
next.
camouflage.
No, the gimp suit.
Oh.
Next we have Flame One against To Me My X-Men.
Oh.
See, I can't stop thinking about the Johnny Storm's death in the comics. And
When
how,
he goes
like he screams
in the
flame
Death
on.
Zone or whatever.
I think I'm going X-Men.
I don't watch what
I
you're
think I'm
on.
going X-Men though. When
Well, but the
Cyclops
thing
first
is-
goes to me,
Yeah,
my
but like,
X-Men.
yeah,
Cool.
true.
I think I'm going
Gold.
Mate, that
flame
panel
on.
is sick.
Flame on, I think.
What does he say? 1 versus 1,000.
Because,
I
like-
like those odds.
Yeah.
Flame on!
I guess.
But in
okay,
terms of
so-
in terms of like actual voice lines, there's Flame On hasn't been actually in animated shows.
to be fair, if they're both equal in terms of impact, I think I'm gonna go To Me My X-Men because Flame On is always said by Johnny Storm, like, and it can get repetitive. But there's a trope in X-Men where there's a new character sometimes saying it, like for example Magneto.
And there's different context
yeah,
to it.
Professor X
Depending
has
on
also
who
said
says it, yeah.
So, yeah.
I assume only the leaders will say though. So like Cyclops, Magneto, and
Yeah,
Charles.
fucking Jubilee is not gonna say to me my
my
X-Men.
X-Men. Yeah.
She owns
So-
0 X-Men, man.
What are we going? To me, my X-Men.
Yeah.
Next, get over here against Scorpion. Against when you hit him, they get back up.
Yeah,
when I
when you hit him, they get back up.
Come over
Yeah.
here. Get over here, I mean.
Get over here,
Come over here.
Get over here.
bro. It's so fucking iconic,
It is
bro.
more iconic.
No.
It is more
Well,
iconic.
no, I'm saying to me, not saying in the
He throws
public.
a fucking
eye.
chin and goes, get over here.
Get over here.
Yanks it, man. No, yeah.
Punisher for me all the time, man.
No, I agree with them. To be fair.
You're bouncing on it, mate.
Okay,
It takes a second to breathe, you know?
From bouncing.
From sucking on it. Demonetized already.
I was gonna say we're not promoted by Coca-Cola, right?
What does that have to do with what I just said?
You're not promoted by Krakoa.
Coca-Cola.
Oh. Okay, so next we have, to me, my X-Men against Get Over Here.
Wait, already?
We had an odd number.
Oh,
To me, my X-Men.
yeah.
Yeah, but Get Over Here is a little more iconic than.
Yeah, but I don't like Mortal Kombat as much.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Get over here.
Matters to me.
Well, if you guys agree, if you guys agree, then what the fuck am I thinking? Yeah, I don't choose.
Well,
I
still
think they're
don't
both
know your
great.
opinion.
I think they're both great.
What's your opinion?
Well, yeah, but
Okay.
while
Yeah, we don't really care.
To me, my X-Men then.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I think to me, my X-Men's gonna win, so it's to me, my X-Men against We Are Venom.
Oh,
Which one are you going with?
To me, my X-Men.
Probably,
get
right?
over here.
we max on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think Get Over Here would have won. So because, like, it's such a simple line, but which resembles the whole franchise. One of the most popular franchises in the world.
Between that and my X-Men, realistically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, to me, my X-Men won.
Oh,
Yeah, that's it.
okay. So we'll see you next.
See you next week.
Oh yeah. So if you fair, since that was a little bit quick, and it reminded me because of Scorpion and all that stuff. Have you guys seen the new game reveals? I think they did like a panel on an
Oh,
event.
yeah, Marvel Capcom.
But yeah, no, Marvel
Capcom.
Capcom. It's just Marvel.
It's just
but it's a new Marvel fighting game that it's in the style
Street
of
Fighter.
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter. Yeah, that's what it's called. Marvel Capcom.
No.
No, because it's not.
That's no.
No,
because
that's the
it's
old
in
one.
that style.
No, Capcom is a whole franchise.
Yeah, but it's in that style.
No,
That's what
yeah, but that's not what it's called. Because
It's
there's
not- no, it's
already
it's not what the game is called, but it's
Then
what
what are
people
you
call
calling
it.
it?
Because
No.
it's in that style.
No,
well,
Capcom is not a style.
It's not a style. It's a fucking
I mean, it's
franchise.
fucking
It's,
was.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah.
a brand. It's
yeah,
like
it has heroes.
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
no, because there's
There-
already a game. That's
There
like
was a game,
Capcom,
Marvel
right?
versus Capcom.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm bugging.
So yeah, but yeah, it's
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, you know. I wanted more of an Injustice like Marvel game.
and more like realistic.
But then again, I didn't mind Street Fighter, but it seems I've always preferred just playing with one character.
Would you
and
agree
it seems
Street
like
Fighter?
you can have-
Would you agree Street Fighter is the hardest fighting game?
Yes.
Really?
By far.
Not Fire Force.
Street Fighter.
Jump Force.
Street Fighter is very hard to learn.
100%.
Never really played it.
Well,
You have to, like,
there's
click
a
five
lot. There's a
buttons
lot
to-
more arrow because you use the joystick normally. You just fucking use the joystick. But the thing is, they still have those controls on today's game, so you just have to be fucking
Like
fiddle
quarter
stick.
circles, half
The
circles
whole,
matter.
you're literally like,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're molesting the
Jesus.
joystick, and
Yeah.
then
or you can use the arrows, but that means you're clicking like 3 arrows
At the same
once.
time.
to
you
actually-
get early onset stick drift and
yeah,
Yeah,
bro,
it's just
you're
good.
literally molesting your
It's actually-
joystick for a leg kick.
Like, yeah, you do like it's like half circle, up, down. Like to do supers is hella hard because you have to do like half circle, different arrows, then click a bunch of different buttons, and that's just pull off super. So it's like it is.
and
it's,
in Injustice you just press R2.
Yeah, and Injustice, you just press R2 and L2 or something like that. That's it, it's gone.
it was-
Yeah,
it
no,
was very
definitely.
hard.
In terms of like, especially to learn. Yeah, 100%.
Would you guys be interested in like grinding that? Like you've like
Yeah,
we
like,
grinded that for a little
100%.
bit. We used to go to school because we used to wake up at like 6 to play like before school. So, and then in school, I remember we were in class with a piece of paper and we were writing down like the arrows. And then for the next morning, we'd have it out and we'd be doing them. Yeah, but the thing is, it was so hard because, again, Street Fighter doesn't, you see how you can go to a combo list. I mean, just Street Fighter doesn't have that.
Oh,
You
it's
just
just
find it
like-
online, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I think
No, they have some,
do,
but they're
it's
hella
weird.
confusing.
They're very confusing.
They're not normal.
Yeah, bro. You you'd click triangle, square, X. You go to the kitchen and come back, and then it's
I
the
have a
Hanukkah.
feeling. I have a feeling this new game is not going to be like that.
Probably not.
But yeah, but it's like you can play with like 3 different characters
I
and
don't
you
like
switch
that.
between them.
I've always liked just playing with one
Yeah,
character.
I think I prefer that
It's the
as
same
well.
with Mortal Kombat. Like, I
But
don't
when you
mind
could
the side
swap
characters.
but when you could
But
swap.
like, Just give me one. Like I've never been like one of like swapping characters mid match. I've always just been
but
Yeah.
in MK it's like
You don't do
cameos,
that,
they
yeah.
don't-
So that's a little bit different. I don't mind it as much.
I don't know. I have some problems with MK that most people don't agree with. For example, I don't think there should be any character that doesn't have an overhead.
I agree. There's
That's
such a lack
disgusting.
of overheads in certain characters.
I remember what was his name, Liu Kang, the one that was like that becomes like the god in MK.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
he had, apart from in one form where he goes into a stance, he had like no overhead.
Yeah, and then there's
At least that you could
And the
probably
thing is,
pull
I
off.
remember, I don't know if it was Homelander or if it was someone else I played with. They had like one overhead, but it was the most predictable, like 26 frames before it actually even hit. And it's like, man, you need to allow players to have a little bit more leeway when it comes to, because without overheads or underheads, like it's so easy to block. So I
should
do
go to fighting games. That was such a good.
Yeah, no, but like I'm gonna still grind that fucking fighting game. Like
the thing is, me and Rafa needed to stop playing together because fighting games.
Yeah, because you guys just play offline against each other. Like, just grind.
but the problem is with fighting games, it's a little bit like chess. So it's like you're trying to predict. For example, I remember one of your mistakes in Injustice is every time you'd be knocked down, you'd always do a wake up.
Yeah.
So I'll just block for you to do that, and then I'll just punish you on that.
Yeah.
So you're always trying to predict. So
I
then,
still do that.
then
he still does it.
your place would be, okay, he thinks I'm going to do that, so then I'm predicting that. So you're always trying to predict each other's steps. The thing is, if you're always playing against the same person, both of you are always 4 steps ahead, and you just know their character so well because they're always doing it. You know, as soon as their frame starts of an attack, you know what it is. So there'll be matches where we'd be trying to do combos against each other. We'd just be blocking
We
all the
have
time
to
because
resort to like grabs and
because
shit,
we
there's
play
nothing else
against
to
each
do.
other so much that you just know what he's gonna do before he does it. So we just it reached a point with Mortal Kombat where like we can't play against each other anymore.
Yeah, but like I'm the biggest fan in fighting games, so especially if there's a Marvel one, I'm definitely gonna play it.
You just sit down in the like battle stage thing against the bot that doesn't move, and you just train.
Just train. You gotta train, man. You gotta train combos.
Wait,
But the worst thing with that,
And then, yeah,
is
I'll try
that,
to play against you guys, just get molested.
and like you never would get it because when you play offline, it just like okay, because
I got Mortal
you wouldn't
Kombat,
get any XP, so you wouldn't
Yeah.
even unlock skins.
I
or
did
anything.
play online a little bit, but especially since we played so much offline, with online it was like skill based. And since we played a lot more offline, our level wasn't very high.
And the thing
so
is-
online, I would just win.
Well, yeah, and when I play online, sometimes you just get some cucks, and it's like they just spam grabs. If he's doing that, I beat his ass in real life. Online, I can't be doing that. So like, there's some online aspects that I don't like. But to be fair, like the Mortal Kombat that we go, I legit didn't even finish the story. I just played offline.
No, I played the story.
No, I remember it would be like,
Played it, but I
I haven't
didn't
played the
finish
game
it.
in like 2 years, and I'll be like, oh, let's all play together. When we used to play as 4 and just pass the controller. And I'll be like, yo, you know what, let me try this character. I see him putting fucking Scorpion down my...
Yeah.
Which is the
my
character...
main, bro.
Which one would you say, like mechanically wise and gameplay wise, is the best fighting game you've played?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say easiest card to play.
No,
Mortal Kombat.
no.
It's not Scorpion. It's Sub-Zero Injustice.
So certainly in Injustice was
Yeah,
a cheat code.
Stupid ass fucking character,
Yeah.
man.
But yeah, but
bro, circle like the fucking ability for Sub-Zero. The cooldown was fucking stupid,
Yeah.
and it was such a quick. Like the frame was like 2 frames.
and his combos were so easy to do and so fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like just putting aside the genre, the actual characters, just mechanically speaking and gameplay
Which one's
wise,
the best?
yeah, it has like
best
the
or easiest?
satisfying.
Injustice
game.
probably, because I did that because in Injustice there's more air combos. I know in the new MK there is some air combos
There's
as well,
flights.
but like it's not the same thing.
I think satisfying. I think it's between Mortal Kombat and Injustice is very hard.
All the 2D ones wouldn't be in it. Street Fighter.
I mean, what was that one fucking anime fucking?
Oh yeah, I don't even remember the name.
I don't
of that
remember the
one.
name,
That's
but
a
we grinded
niche
that
one.
I mean, also included in this would be like 3D map ones, like the
Yeah.
Demon Slayer
No,
one.
the problem with the 3D
Jump
ones,
Force.
they're very limited. Especially right now, they don't have a lot. That's why he thinks he's good because there's not much to do.
Wait, which...
The, like 3D fighting games.
You just end
Remember
up
they said
spamming shit.
you were good at them.
I don't think...
Yeah, with Jump Force and
No,
but
but
it's
Jump
because-
Force was easy to like...
There's no like for example,
There's no
the
level
My
of
Hero
skill.
Academia one and stuff like that. There is like there's not much to do. There's
Yeah.
no combos really.
there's also one with JJK apparently, but it's kind
Oh, no,
of
yeah.
Oh, I played-
there was so much hype for it.
I played
It was
Demon
so
Slayer against this guy like not too long ago, and he kept on doing like what's it, parry? Is that what
Yeah.
it's called? The parry. So you just like he would rage
You
bait
like just powerful.
He would rage bait me so hard, and then he would just
So I was going as Gil, and he's like he has a teacher uniform, like a gym teacher. So I'll go with that. And basically, obviously there's a perfect parry, but he himself has like a proper ability that can parry. So I'll just face away from him, and when he come attack me, I'll just parry him.
And then you like save the super, so it's like level 3.
So I guess
and then you just my whole health is gone. I'll be like,
maybe that's why I like fighting games so much. It's easy to rage bait.
It's quite easy to rage.
Doing combos and staring
but I
at your
don't see
opponent.
how
and
you
just doing-
find that like 3 times, because I remember you used to get annoyed at each other, man. But I remember I'd be like, you know what, I'm just doing some admin work on my phone. I'll see the stuff while they play. All I hear is just arguing.
Yeah, but it's like it's the competitive side of it, and when you pull off that combo, or when like the other person can't move because
Mate.
you're reading everything and everything you're envisioning.
It's the
every
perfect
5
rage
steps
bait.
you're thinking 5 steps ahead, and if every step it's working out. Okay, so he didn't see that coming. Oh, I knew he was gonna do that, and you pull off that combo. So everything's working out when you're in that flow and the whole combo, and you're doing a whole health bar, and he hasn't touched you.
And he's getting small.
No, I remember just
And
being
then the
like,
thing is, you when you just stand up and emote on them.
I just remember
Bro,
like hearing
aura.
this guy going, another grab.
Nate,
Bro,
Elite.
it's so satisfying. But yeah.
Nah, for me, I'll just hide in the corner and do like the low hits.
Yeah.
which wouldn't work. It would never work.
Because I've been trying to do a combo, mate, and I'll choose something to the sky, and then I'll get my essence, whole health bar gone.
I would say. Oh, wait, so what did we end up saying that it was better, more satisfying?
You said between Injustice and MK.
Probably Injustice because of air combos, but like, and also there's stage things that you can incorporate as well.
I also
combos.
think it's. I mean, maybe it's because of my bias towards I played way more Injustice than I ever did MK, but the fact I don't like having a button to block.
Or would you like to
because
just move like
no,
backwards?
but it's better. Ooh, no, but that's actually better playing wise. I prefer to
Is
have
it?
a, because you don't have to be moving backwards. You can stay in position.
You can stay position in.
No, you have to walk
can
backwards.
crouch.
Walk backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you're not blocking overhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for example, I like to because in Injustice I like to like walk backwards, but then there's some combos that start with back arrow. So I really like having that, so I'm blocking Injustice already because I'm walking backwards, and then I start the combo
Also,
straight away.
the R2, so the meter burn window in Mortal Kombat is way
It's-
smaller.
No, but it's like too small. Like you have to press it at exact the same time. You
Yeah.
get used to it.
You get used to it.
But
It is way smaller than Injustice. With
To be fair-
Injustice, you have like 5 seconds to collect it. and
I
you're
will
so right.
say,
you know, if you didn't know you could hold the back X.
I didn't know you could hold it for longer and wait for people.
You can.
I didn't know.
Man,
So like when they think they're gonna outsmart you by doing it, and then they do it too quick, and you're just holding that shit, and you just whack them across it. Yeah.
but yeah, in terms of customization, Injustice was like the
Yeah, no.
best.
Even though
That's
I
pretty
would say MK has better characters.
It has better characters, but customization is
DC,
very
man.
shit.
Yeah, then DC
Yeah.
Universe.
I
Then,
would-
now comparing the MK characters that we play with,
Well,
compared with
fighting
Injustice.
style.
Yeah, fighting. Like
Oh, fighting.
no, in terms of like characters that I prefer to play with, like Spawn. I really liked playing with
That's Spawn. That's in. Oh no,
That's
it was
okay.
Just
I remember when we got the game, there was a phase where I was
Raiden.
quite into Mortal Kombat, but we still didn't have the games. I think I was too young for like getting those games. or
You
whatever.
just watch like all the fatalities on YouTube.
Yeah, and then I remember it didn't have this character, but for some reason I always loved this character. You probably know what
Is
I'm
it
on about.
Jax?
Aiden Black.
No, it was the
Or is that his name?
the one which was like a beast, and then I had a girl on top
Oh,
of it,
Ferrantor.
and they had like a
Okay.
parasite, not parasite, like a symbiotic like connection, whatever.
To be honest, the fatalities make MK so much like that definitely adds to MK that Injustice doesn't have. For example, the fatality is it? I think it's Aaron Black, right? That's his name.
yeah.
Where
Yeah.
he just shoots the coins and then he
Yeah.
goes, bro.
No,
It's
but to be fair, the end screens of Injustice are better. For example, Black Manta with the rays.
yeah,
and
no,
stuff
the
like
end
that.
screens are better.
I just wish you could customize those. Like for example, you can win Marvel Rivals. How you
When-
can
when you're
customize
choosing the
the
maps.
MVP
Mm.
at the end.
When you're choosing the maps and they were like both like with your
Mm.
characters hitting each other, that's quite good for Injustice.
Oh, in MK, the player one just chooses. I'm pretty sure.
What? No.
No.
Both.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Maybe.
Both can choose. I think. I don't know. I actually might go with Mortal Kombat being more because especially with the sidekicks, you can incorporate that.
True. Actually, that's a good.
So with
point.
the whole, for example, with Melina and Scorpion, that's like a very optimal duo.
Mm.
And like I remember you can incorporate stuff and like especially you can because again the side characters there, the whatever they're called buddies I guess or whatever they're called
Cameos.
cameos. Yeah, thank you. Like like they had 4 moves already, which you could use as well as all the combos you have plus all the abilities you have. So the more complicated it is, sometimes it tends to be more satisfying when everything connects. So I'll probably say.
Am I the only
Yeah,
one
no, actually, I'll
with
agree.
like, for example, with Injustice, instead of, you might disagree, but instead of getting characters that are not DC, I would much rather that they just add other DC characters. So, for example, instead of adding Sub-Zero and Omni-Man and all of that, I would much rather...
Omni-Man's not in Injustice, Mortal Kombat.
But there's a suit, isn't there? Which basically
No.
one.
No.
Well, which
Homelander. Homelander's
Kombat.
MK as well, mate.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the character.
But I'm saying instead of getting those, just getting more from the same universe.
The only reason I got Mortal Kombat
Yeah,
was
but
because
that's the point of guest characters.
Good.
Yeah.
Bro, but then I still stand by what I said. I preferred playing with the characters in MK than I did in Injustice.
Mm.
Like, just like I love playing with Scorpion. I love
think
playing
that's
with
true, but it's
Spawn,
not
Aaron
worse.
Black.
Yeah,
One
that's
thing,
okay.
the Injustice 2 doesn't have map transitions, does it?
It does.
does.
No, it does. It does. Mortal Kombat doesn't have any.
Yeah.
Like
At
Justice
all.
does.
Injustice 1 has it as well.
I
thi-
remember that like you'd be tossed through a fucking building, man.
Yeah, Killer Croc would just.
Is that from the Injustice 2? I thought that was the PS3 Injustice for some reason.
Man, the graphics
Injustice
are quite
1.
different.
Injustice 1.
Graphics are quite.
No, we're
quite
talking-
different. Are you guys a Scorpion or Sub-Zero?
Sub-Zero.
Scorpion?
Sub-Zero.
Scorpion is arguably a better character
Because we
war-wise.
code with it, bro. We code with it.
Because we
Yeah.
black belt.
We hot with it.
Realistically, Sub-Zero, Scorpion's wool, bro, mate. You know if they actually fought, Scorpion wins, right?
Yeah. Well, Scorpion has beat Sub-Zero.
Yeah,
he,
like
he
he's-
beat the
he's
first
stronger.
one. He killed Bin Ha, and then the brother had to step in.
He is right, brother September.
Scorpion just arguably just go to
Just him.
Yeah,
And then, for example, and then this new
the whole
MK,
commotion was none of them.
this new MK, no, it was Scorpion.
No, I
No, but then Sub-Zero goes, is it cold or fear that makes you shiver?
Oh,
That's
a
cold.
line.
That's
Yeah,
that's
that's
what are we called?
That is,
That's
yeah.
cold.
But then Scorpion's like,
Yeah,
get
but-
over
no,
it.
but
Get over here.
but I mean, like the whole commotion was like because the guy that killed like Scorpion's family wasn't actually Sub-Zero. It was the guy like
Sub-Zero and
No, yeah, the universe is quite
Yeah.
convoluted.
yeah,
To be fair.
like it wasn't Sub-Zero. It was
Yeah,
the
it
guy
was-
that was
what-
disguised as Sub-Zero.
That's
And
Quan
then
Chi or something like that.
some like that. And then they added Smoke. That's the adopted sibling now for the new.
they're all siblings.
Like he's voiced by Yuri.
Mm. But Smoke was in the very original one.
Oh, Yuri is in the one that voices Spider-Man as well.
Hmm?
Oh shit.
is the other one also a
Rain.
No, that's just a random mute.
No, that's a random mute, mate.
Okay, well, let's move on to the main topic.
the
Then.
main topic. So now we're gonna be talking a little bit about. To be fair, we just started talking about fighting game.
Yeah.
I can keep talking about fighting.
I
games
know
forever.
there's like I haven't looked into it, but there's a lot more games that got announced. I just don't.
Yeah, you know, there's a new there's a lot more co-op like games like Split Fiction and It Takes Two. Do you know those two games where you play with two?
Yeah,
characters?
yeah.
There's a lot more games like that coming out.
Because
There's gonna be a
they
new
did
one.
well because like couples and like they did well. Like there's a lot of streamers playing it, so they are seeing now there might be a market for it. They might. I won't be surprised because that's where It Takes Two almost won like Game of the Year or some shit.
Yeah, they
It was definitely
they
winning
almost
something.
won an award. I don't remember
Oh
why.
yeah, since we're talking about games, can I just add something quickly before we move on?
Oh, I mean,
You guys know that I got Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
Sure.
2077.
Yeah. Because apparently you used to have like loads of like bugs and
Yeah,
issues.
but then they
and they kind of fixed it.
they
a while
fixed
ago,
all
yeah,
that.
but they fixed it.
The game's good. I started playing it. The only issue that I had was
Wait, how have you finished it?
no, the game, no,
I
yet.
mean, the game's quite big. I think
He's played the tutorial.
he's in the main
The
screen.
only issue that I had was you don't mind if I spoil it. You guys are not going to play.
I will
I
eventually.
probably
but not
already
anytime
know.
soon.
So there's
Spoilers.
basically this. Yeah, spoilers. But the game has been out for quite a bit. There's this other guy that gets added. Which basically becomes like his brother, his best mate, right? They had like a whole commotion. They tried to steal the same car, and then they start working together.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then there's a whole part where they infiltrate the what's the tower called?
Arasaka.
Arasaka Tower. They literally infiltrate the Arasaka Tower like together, and it's like it's this whole thing. He gets killed so early in the game to the point that he gets killed, and I was like, "Is that?"
That's what happens in
Yeah.
Night City, mate.
I know, but like no, but they didn't give it. They didn't give it the impact. For example, they gave all the characters in the show when they died. Do you know what I mean?
But it's a different.
No, but a completely different character. But I'm saying that.
No, but like you're talking about the anime.
No, I'm talking about the game. But
Okay,
I'm saying,
but you said like they did in the
no,
show.
for example, he said that's what happens in Night City. But they got killed, and there was an
yeah,
impact
but
when
it's
they got
different. You're
killed.
talking about the game.
He got killed like he was some random side character,
it's
man.
To be honest,
in the
the Hans guy from the anime,
Yeah.
he got clipped by a homeless person, bro.
I was just taking a piss, mate. So
I was getting psychosis.
But that
Just
kind
that-
of, I
that's
was
it.
like,
Would you
Are
rather
you enjoying the
Would you
game?
rather have cyberpsychosis or tuberculosis?
both.
well, tuberculosis is curable.
But Arthur had it. Why did he not get better?
because there was no cure back in 18.
Tahiti.
All right,
do you think in the future will be like that? Will be like Cyberpunk when shit gets like.
No.
chromed up.
Well, no.
Would you chrome up?
Yeah, mate.
But in our future,
Yeah.
No, not ours.
You're 80, so like probably not yours.
No, but augmentations are definitely gonna be a thing, mate.
I don't think so.
Just clocks.
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 Oh, I thought you said clock.
I thought it's a clock.
What's the time?
Just transforms into a clock. All right, so let's actually move on to the.
Yeah, let's move on to the
Okay,
topic.
so since we're reviewing an anime, I've noticed that we've
It's
watched.
anime. It's animation, mate.
I'm gonna clock this guy, bro. He thinks he's.
Why do you
smart.
keep saying it?
It's an anime, mate.
No, it's not.
No one's
It
gonna
is
look.
an
No one's
anime.
gonna look at it and be like, "It's Korean, actually." Shut your
Yeah,
mouth.
Chloe looks different.
I do
Yeah,
think
clearly
it
looks
doesn't,
different. No, it's just a
it
different
does.
style of animation, sure.
But yeah, but it's not like manga anime.
It's not anime, mate. It's not Japanese made. I know how to tell you.
Regardless, we've watched quite a few isekai.
Yeah.
Right.
What's that mean?
Yeah.
So like show anime
They go to a different world.
yeah, where they get reborn in different
Okay.
world.
Like
or go to a
ReZero.
different world. Yeah, or ReZero. So I kind of wanted to talk about what makes a good one. Like what's the difference between a good and a bad one. And I'll give you a list of some that we've watched. We'll kind of refresh your memories. And out of these, like which ones you're like, yeah, I like that one and why.
Yeah.
And which ones you didn't really
Maybe
like
give
and why,
the
okay?
what's first.
So ReZero, like you said.
Yeah.
Jobless Reincarnation, which is in your top 10. Gunner anime. Shieldhero.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And this fourth choice, Swordartonline, which is also an isekai. So is out of this, for example, out of these four, is there any that you're like,
Sword Art Online, low key. Oh no.
I didn't. So I read the manga.
of what?
Sword Art Online.
No, you didn't.
You read one chapter.
I read one chapter of the
brother.
manga. I started watching the
Actually,
anime.
no, you did read the whole thing. No,
I
no,
did.
he's right. No, he did.
Because
Because I have like the whole
the whole
first like season.
and then I watched the anime because the book was like the manga was so good. Kind of feel this.
The first season's amazing.
The first season is amazing. The first season, if it was just the first season, SAO would be like
Top 10,
top
mate.
10 animes of all time.
But then they ruined it with the fairy shit, mate. So it's a fairy shit, man.
It's kind of the same with Shieldhero, to be fair. First season was
They
good.
have the big ass bird. The bird is the word, and then they were like, the bird's actually the word it's saying for the whole show.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a little girl.
And then there's a little slave girl.
Yeah.
That's like 11.
yeah.
What did they do with that show?
Yeah, mate.
Let's ignore it.
I also don't understand why every animal that they've got to give has to turn into something. Like, the big bird could have just been a big bird, mate. Then have to turn into another 11-year-old.
Oh yeah, they turned the bird into a fucking 11-year-old girl, mate. It's a good show.
He just becomes a dad,
The
mate.
thing is, that show started off well. Like Shield Hero
The
started
first
off
season
well.
was very good.
I kind of
top
No,
10.
because for example, I enjoyed the whole thing of like no one liked the Shield Hero, and it was him alone, right? But that was
And
like
then
for
it
the
had
first.
no offensive
But
capability.
that was like for the first 4 episodes.
Am I the only one that kind of, and I know that the character needs to build and develop, but I kind of like when the character, for example, I'll give the example of
Can
Witcher.
you stop putting your knee under my leg, bro? Jesus, I can feel him cuddle into my leg.
But yeah, for example, Witcher, I kind of like more when it's, for example, in the Witcher scenario, it's just him, he just protecting himself, just worries about himself, and it's him like doing the adventures or whatever. The moment they start adding like Siri that he has to worry about and Yennefer and all that, it becomes more of a dad role, and then I'm just giving my opinion.
You're talking about the show.
I'm talking about when they stop just being dumb and then they have like a family that they add on and they have got to worry about.
Okay. First
That's
of
a
all,
hot take,
we're talking
I
about
don't even know.
anime, and you brought The Witcher. That's either a live action show
Because
or a game.
Because it's an example, because I was going to talk
That's
about
actually animation. That's
Yeah, but
animated film.
how does them
Yeah, but
like
not
having
the
other
point that
characters
he's making.
Okay.
Okay.
Other characters
Uh,
to balance off?
Addressing the game, when does that happen in the game? We didn't even finish the game.
First of all,
There's also shows, to be fair.
Even
first of all, I finished my goal in the game.
Prostitute himself. I don't know what his point was.
No,
What is your point, actually?
yeah, what is your point? Because he doesn't become that in the game.
A little bit like Shield Hero.
But you can't always be like that.
Like it went from it being him to try to
That's
them.
called having side characters, but you don't have to make them shit.
So your point is that you don't want side characters.
Not that I don't want side characters. I don't want them to have little kids and a wife and a dog, mate.
But
The whole family's going on this venture, bro. It is.
They're
With
just-
Shield Hero, it's not. He had side characters in the beginning. He got betrayed, and then he had side characters. By second season, he's got 2 little girls.
Yeah, I don't like the little girl.
And
vibe.
he's
Don't
got.
get me wrong, yeah.
yeah, just because the side characters are bad doesn't mean
all side characters
No, I'm not saying all are bad.
You brought up Witcher.
bad in a negative way, not bad.
No,
Like, yeah,
You brought up Witcher, which has great side
Like Fire
Yeah.
Force
You brought,
has good side
you brought up
characters.
Siri and Yennefer, mate.
Yeah.
And Fire Force doesn't have good side characters.
Also, yes, because
They have mid-side characters.
Mid.
Oh, no.
depends.
Okay,
Arthur
sorry.
is elite.
I forgot about the girl that needs to
Yeah,
get fucking
Arthur's
naked.
one of the better ones.
I forgot about the girl that needs to get fucking naked, mate, whenever she's fighting. That's a
That's beside the point.
character.
The thing is, you made a
That's
point, and
beside
then
the
you,
point.
you brought up Yennefer and Ciri, which are arguably great side
Now,
characters.
what's Witcher by himself or with other Witchers, mate?
Well,
Those
we're
are the
talking
good
about the
side
Ciri
he,
isn't
he has never been that. He's never been with other Witchers.
characters. No, you haven't watched
It's-
the TV, the
the next-
animated film.
It's not even with him.
Just a quick.
the
Just
one
a
you
quick
reviewed.
The anime. No, he's talking about the other one, which is with the old guy when he was younger.
Is he a Witcher? So when I said The Witcher, did I
that's
say
not
Geralt?
Geralt.
Did I say Geralt?
There's a
You said Ciri though.
There's a quick side thing. You know, there's gonna be a new Witcher game, and it's not be gonna be Geralt.
Oh, yeah. Florida,
Oh
Ciri.
shit! What's your? Oh, yeah,
Ciri.
did you see it?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
it looks.
It looks good.
Wait, what? Really?
So, but yeah,
with Ciri.
but it's not gonna look like that.
Oh.
Because when Witcher 3 was announced, they also did a cinematic trailer, and it wasn't gameplay.
I don't know why
This
trailers
was
do that, mate. They
No,
can't fix
yeah,
it.
but it was enhanced. So they did that the same thing with The Witcher 3, where like they showed gameplay, but it was like a cinematic version
That's
of what
a
you
rough
actually
road
get.
to walk down on, though. Like showing something, almost promising something to the fans.
Mate, most trailers do that.
Because
though.
Geralt looked a little bit different when they announced it.
That's
Then
a
no one
dangerous road
actually-
to
Oh yeah.
walk down.
So are they done with Geralt then?
I mean, I don't know if he's gonna play a role in that capacity, but Ciri is gonna be the main character.
Oh wait, the series gonna be the main character.
Yeah. She's
a little more
gonna be
grown.
the Witcher, I guess.
She's a bit more grown. yeah.
Which makes sense.
Well, you play with her in Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I preferred when it was a Witcher, mate.
You didn't even finish the game, bro. You didn't go past the first arc.
Okay, that's bullshit.
Did I play more than you?
No, I was so close to finishing the game. I was at the end when he's trying to collect everyone for the last fight.
Can we get back on point?
Yeah, do you know how much more game there is after that?
Can we get back on point?
Because there's like a whole quarter of the game is you play a Ciri.
Yeah, I did play a series.
No, no.
When she's in the
Af-
bathhouse.
You see, he remembers, man.
I
He did
remember.
play it. He did play it.
Can we get back on
Am
point?
I wrong? Am
We
I
were
wrong?
talking about Isekai.
Yeah,
Do you
talking about
think
Isekai.
SAO is a better Isekai than ReZero?
I've never watched SAO Second.
You've never watched SEO.
No.
What is it, Seal?
Watch the first season and drop it.
Because it was just incest. That's why it was
What?
advertised
What?
to me.
No, he
No.
just kisses his cousin.
Yeah. what's
No, it is. No, there's
You told me you would kiss your cousin.
But you did. Let's kick that. The same cousin you played Buzz with, mate. No, but
You
no.
slept with him when you were young.
There's just this little weird thing where like his cousin is like into him.
No, because she was into him in the game, but they didn't know each other because they have avatars. They didn't. know.
Wait. The girl that he's with is his cousin?
No.
not
Asuna.
Asuna.
Oh, so who's the
Where
other
did I pull
girl?
that from?
No, because it's not even in the first season. In the second season, they meet in the game, and she's like, "Oh, he's a black swordman. He's sick," and she likes him, and then they find out that they're actually.
No, but even in real life,
But why write that?
I don't know. But the first, bro, you don't understand.
In the
The
third
first-
season, a girl turns to a sword.
No, the third season. But the first season of Sword Art Online
It's
is peak. There's no. It's like a 9 out of 10, if not a 10 out of 10.
Talking about mid.
He was
Sorry. Bungo Stray Dogs.
Oh yeah,
Don't.
quite mid, mate. I'll be honest.
I finished first season. I thought it was a bit
So many fillers, mate.
mid. No, okay, not
The
fillers.
thing is, this guy's opinions are always saying.
know, man.
You just said series about
there were
second.
no fillers.
Because I remember you put her so highly, and I
put her in my
watched
top 10.
her.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so
No,
slow.
no,
Show as a whole.
I don't think it was slow. I just think the premise.
Well,
it was,
can you
it
just
was
go over
okay.
a little bit first what happens in the first season so I get a recap?
Like so
Joins
you
the
have
agency.
yeah, so there's a
Yeah.
the bit where he joins the agency. Then there's each episode is kind of like dedicated to introducing the side characters. There's one where it's the guy that actually doesn't have any powers and he just
He's
figures
just
something
smart,
out.
yeah.
and
Oh,
that's
yeah?
it. And then there's one
Detective.
with the guy.
So you've
that
seen his
creates stuff.
backstory? The detectives guy.
I've seen his backstory now.
Oh, all right.
It's just the episodes is like the main character going on like detective missions and he's tagging along to one
Yeah.
character and you get to know more about
What's the
them.
season finale?
So I watched. I think the last one I watched was the guy, the farmer. That
Yeah.
he's just super strong when he's hungry. That's his ability.
Oh, so our last episode was exactly
yeah,
the same.
and then so after that,
It would be me.
it's the end of season one.
Oh, I don't think I finished
Um,
the season.
And then I
You
think
met the
it
grammity
was,
guy.
I don't have a
No,
updated
yeah,
number.
No way.
So he fought. I think the best bit was when he was on the container ship
And he was fighting Redmond. or
Yeah.
To
whatever.
protect the girl
What
that
is
had
it?
the low spirit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Rushmore,
lie. I
that's
think
never
this,
debuted.
the
Does
first
it get
season.
better?
I think the first season. I like the first season. Don't get me wrong.
Is it build up?
But it is the setup is it does take a little bit to set itself
I
up.
didn't think it was
So
bad.
slow.
I just
That's
thought
what
it
I
was
meant.
quite. It wasn't slow.
So if it takes a little bit to set up,
No, but it didn't. It's like what?
It's fast, man.
10 episodes
Sure.
for the
I
first
do
season.
think I do
10,
think
12.
the other seasons were better though.
And I like it. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep on watching and then maybe.
But wait, I
I
actually find the abilities
watching
interesting.
another season for it to be sure.
I think the abilities are okay, yeah, but I don't know. Like it doesn't fit because agents with powers, but then the power, I know, it's just so random.
Because like normally,
there's no
normally
consistency
whenever
in the
there's like a
abilities.
power system, it's always like something like either
Magic.
some energy flow, whatever you want to call it, nan, mana, curse energy,
Sure,
whatever.
but I think that
or
makes
it's just
sense.
like something like quirks or superpowers. Here, it's like a more
So
simpler
random
version.
bullshit.
It's random bullshit, but it's like
Bullshit,
it's
go.
simpler version of powers, and they have to work with it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know, it's not just like, oh, he can like shoot fireballs, or whatever. No, it's something that like, okay, how can I use this in a way that'll help me?
Like,
and
for
like
example,
they actually,
like,
it actually has to make
the,
sense.
Like the little girls. No, she's not really a little girl, but she's small.
Oh, go.
But yeah,
She's
the-
12, mate.
Oh, is she?
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
think so.
The girl's
Because
ability.
he's 14, the main character. I'm pretty
Oh
sure.
yeah, maybe. The girl's ability, where like she has to kill, she can like assassin people, but someone has to call her.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a reason.
There's a reason.
There's a reason. There's a reason.
They didn't
It's just,
explain
it's
it
just
for
random.
season.
There's a reason why she's nerfed.
Oh.
Yeah,
There's a reason why she's not.
But yeah, the only part that I really liked was the test to see if he was ready for the agency. The one with the bomb in the building.
yeah. No,
That was
part
funny.
Yeah, yeah. No, I do think
It was good.
I think the first season is good, but it's probably the weakest out of all the seasons, to be honest.
Okay.
I really like the arc, not spell, but the
whale.
money,
The
yeah,
whale
arc.
money.
Yeah,
Alright,
fuck
I'll
with
keep
them.
watching then. But
Basically, this guy's ability is moolah, man. Dollar on dollar.
Dollar. Anyway, let's go on to this, guys. So yeah, you really did mess out on SEO. That first season is some of the
I might
the
add it to the
story.
list.
Like the story, it was like the first proper isekai that actually worked.
I don't think your
And
opinion on
that's-
anything
The romance is great. The romance is elite.
with the sister.
No, that's not first.
Romance is elite. The main character is elite. The story is interesting.
He's
the
a
plot is
beta tester,
interesting.
bro.
The thing is,
Better than ReZero.
the ReZero shit, mate.
just for the thing is, second and third season are tough.
Season 1 ReZero versus Season 1 SAO.
Season 1 ReZero.
Season
No,
one.
you hate
SAO.
I hated the last season.
ReZero as a whole, yeah. The season 1 versus season 1 SAO. If I'm forgetting all the other seasons,
And
of both
ReZero
shows.
is not in my top 5.
The
So
problem with SAO second season, and especially third season. No, second season was also very poor.
they just all of a sudden went, I am a fairy, and then
Yeah, no,
just
second
fairy.
season and fairies.
Just fairy. Just went, I'm
Fairies
a fairy,
and-
and that's
and
what I
the
am.
shieldhero.
now.
Second season,
Is this
the
one?
main. No,
SAO.
SAO. In the second season, the main character becomes a girl in the game.
I think
I don't know why they did that, to be honest.
Itty bitty
I
titties,
thought
mate.
I think I know
do
why.
that,
It's just
man.
gooners. There's so many anime Japanese
Even though we're making a character
mangakas that are
that
just
looks
gooners.
exactly like a girl, but it's a
No, I
boy.
think it's because
Yeah,
then
maybe
the
that-
I
second
also
season
never-
stuff, they were like side stories. They weren't, because the first season finished it.
Going back to your point, I think what makes an isekai the best is when that character is able to use real world things and knowledge to aid them in the world. So obviously, like for example, I like how in ReZero he still has his phone. So he uses it as like, oh, this like magical thing that can like hold you in time.
As a
pulls-
meteor.
Yeah, he pulls like some bullshit, and or even like for example in what I really like about Jobless Reincarnation is how he's born as a baby, but he's like full adult mind.
So basically, when they reference that they're actual like human beings before that, they don't
and,
just.
for example,
Yeah.
and I really like when he's a baby or a child, and like the parents are treating him as a kid, and he's like, I'm a
Walking at
40
Yiddies.
year old man.
Yeah, that's the thing. First of all,
Anyway,
that's why I really like the episode of ReZero where he gets to talk to his parents again. Like in that little weird sequence.
But I think that's where Shield Hero does it wrong because they don't refer to
No,
him
yeah.
being a human before that.
No.
He pretty much like it being an isekai changed nothing.
Yeah, and so his past means nothing to him. He was just going looking for a book.
Yeah.
And that's for example, when you have, and that's why that episode of ReZero is so important because it starts with him going to the corner shop, and boom, he's in the other world. But like, in order for you to understand the character, you need to understand his past. And that episode that he goes into his backstory, you get to know more about him, and you can, there's more character development. In Shield Hero, he's meaningless. He's even
Just
in
like
Jobless,
you.
even in Jobless Reincarnation, just the fact that the whole point about his past is that he's an absolute loser.
Yeah.
Gives his character meaning. Gives his character meaning and gives the development that he has in this new world. It's like a second chance at it's way more meaningful. So yeah, you definitely, if you want to do an isekai, you need to heavily involve either the real world knowledge
Because
side.
even ReZero did that with his whole problem being a shut-in and not wanting to
yeah.
do. It's like the whole thing with Subaru being like, yeah, I don't think I'm worth much. Like I just fail.
I mean, the whole thing in the beginning of the show, is that he thinks like Subaru thinks that he's like the main character, but then he gets jumped and killed.
Did you guys watch that one Isekai, where it's a guy that just plays games all the time, and then he runs out of games, and then he starts playing.
And it's the wife.
one of his sister's games.
Yes,
And he goes into a dating sim.
You told us to
start watching it. We stopped
we
because it's
stopped
boring
because
as
it was
fuck.
shit.
Really, bro? It
It's
was
so
good.
great.
It was
Wait,
so
what
good.
was that one where he does go into a game?
It's one we just talked about.
No, where it's like,
Ralph.
where no
Ralph.
he no, like he's from like this island because he goes into the game and he's in this island where it's like, I can't remember the fucking show,
Sims?
but I vaguely remember parts of it, and then he goes into like a cave and shit, and he breaks into like this facility with like technology.
I think you think about this, huh?
I think it's this one, yeah.
Maybe.
Am I the only one that finds it weird in like shows like this where they go to a different world? They never really want to go back. They're always like happy.
They mentioned that in ReZero.
To be fair, we've talked about this.
that was the only one. That,
We have.
We've
Yeah, I
talked
was
about
gonna
this.
talk about.
You should say it because I don't remember our full conversation.
yes.
No, so basically, we were walking back from the gym one day, and we were talking about like
Back,
if you had the choice,
in the bad times.
good time, man.
That's yesterday.
if you had the choice to go into another
Yes.
world, like if a screen just showed up in front of you,
Yeah.
being like, "Do you want to go to another world?"
Would you?
Would you take
Yes, man.
No, because you don't know what the world is.
I'm going
Hey, your
anyway.
teammate?
Yeah, I'm going
No,
anyway.
let's just say it's like a fantasy world.
Yeah, that's what you know.
There's no plumbing.
Plumbing.
Yeah.
Your,
Mate,
problem, your problem is no having
You probably think
plumbers.
it's show on the streets, mate.
Yes, I want to flush.
So your problem with I can have magic, but there's no plumbing. What if there's plumbing?
No, I'll consider it.
Mate, I'll jump head
I
straight.
need to read the terms and conditions.
Yeah, but you'd leave everything behind. Like two people, you just disappear. Like to the rest of your family. No, like realistically, because this is our whole.
Maybe there's
conversation.
some magic to make your legs
Realistically,
longer.
like you'd lose everything. Like
you can create your avatar.
you'd have no connection to this world anymore. You're just stepping into this fantasy world, and you're like not the main character. You're just stepping into this world.
Yeah, like ReZero, bro. You're just stepping into this
Yeah,
world.
like
Yeah.
But obviously, if,
I
like,
thought this would be
there's
easy.
magic. You can learn it, like stuff like
Yeah,
that.
mate, that's sick.
Yeah, let's say you start.
yeah,
let's say
but
you
it
start as
doesn't
a-
make you good at it, and there's
No, let's say
it's going to be dangerous world. It's probably going to be more dangerous.
No,
This
but
world's
no.
dangerous.
Let's say it's kind of like jobless reincarnation. So if you choose to, you start by being born. So but you have all your memories.
But I've got my knowledge.
Yeah. So you're not a natural kid. man.
Black pill from day one, mate.
I wouldn't, bro. I wouldn't.
You Mog, Mog in a fantasy
would.
world.
I think back then I said yes.
Back then I said it.
I said yeah.
But back then I hated my wife. Now I got a girl, so I might stay here. Unless I can make a girl with magic.
Make a girl with clay.
That's what happens in jobless reincarnation, man. They go into clay figures.
Top 10 anime, by the way.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. It's below Dr. Stone at that fifth pick with Dr.
Yeah,
Stone.
that's
Dr.
nice.
Stone, elite.
You're a loser, mate. Yeah, no, I think
Yeah, I would.
you would.
Can I put my head in quick just to see? Why not?
No.
I would still.
It's like a game screen just shows up and is like,
Yeah, I
would you
would.
like to be transferred into this world?
No, because it.
You just
You don't have any plot armor.
That's fine.
Don't get me, yeah, but you don't have
So you get
don't have
killed.
armor in real life either.
Yeah.
I know, but
You
you get
killed. You can get killed. In real. I could kill you right now.
No, if
You know what?
no, but if you go into like in one of these worlds, it's like in the medieval fantasy world.
Perfect, mate.
You'd be walking around, a dragon eats you.
Give me an axe, mate.
Dragons aren't that common in fantasy worlds. Like they exist, but they're not.
Well, like
Depends on
what?
the
Like
fantasy.
Ark, they just drop in scorched
There's
earth,
like
wrap
towns
them
and
alive
shit that you
straight
can be
away.
in.
Yeah,
Like
but
all
like,
these fantasy worlds.
Oh,
have towns.
imagine,
yeah, but
mate.
there's no plumbing.
Mate, imagine you went to
You can be the first plumber.
This guy was
mate,
in
you went to
sanitation,
through
mate.
the portal. All you see is just it's scorched earth, wrapped right there, running at you.
Oh, that's not fantasy.
I want to have a dishwasher.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, what you can
So
just
this
use water
guy,
magic. to
this
clean
guy's
dishes.
saying no fucking fire powers for a dishwasher, mate.
Yeah. He's just water
Keep
magic.
your mouth shut.
And then wind magic.
This guy's saying no fucking powers for a dishwasher and plumbing.
Speaking of our magic, the book I'm reading is very creative. How they use that?
Is it? Better than Spellswinger.
Yes.
Once I finish Berserk, mate, I'll give it a read.
No, you won't.
All right. I mean, is there anything else you guys want to add to this conversation, specifically about any anime?
I think we've covered most of it. Pedro mentioned something about Witcher. That has nothing to do with the
nothing to do
conversation.
with the
And what else? Oh, and
That's yeah.
goodness.
Well, which one would you say is the best?
And
then?
you gain 20 kills just in this conversation, man.
SAO, the second and third season.
we know that Thiago
the
Reyna
third
can
season,
spot.
literally, the main side character just becomes a sword. And I'm pretty sure he gets clipped from that.
I thought it was a she.
No, it's the main character is a guy, but then in the second season, he goes into a different game and becomes a girl there. And it's like with guns, but he wants a
Yeah,
sword.
it's with like he gets like he can
And then,
block bullets.
it's my weird. First season's amazing, but
It's
really
third the
tough down.
fairy one with Alfheim or something like that.
No, the second season is Gundgale and the fairy one. The third season is where it's more like almost real world with AI,
I don't remember.
where he becomes a sword.
I remember right now. Yeah. Oh shit. Wait, is that the one where he has to climb that big ass tower?
exactly.
Yeah, that's
and he like the guy has ice abilities. Yeah. So first season was peak, but the other seasons ruined it. I think the best Isekai.
What about just world wise?
Jobless reincarnation.
Worldwide.
I put it as a better
Worldwide.
isekai.
No.
Then ReZero. I think
Yeah, because of just the fact that he has his entire knowledge
Yeah,
and personality as he's born. The whole thing is growing up, and that's why he's so good at magic.
So he's super.
he's a pervert. He's a pervert at 3.
No, yes, we're not talking about that.
Yeah, favorite anime.
We're not talking about that. But in terms of the isekai genre,
I think ReZero does it better because he tackles his problems as an actual human, and he develops through the world. He beats his own personal problems that he had in his past life.
So does again. So
He doesn't. He actually no. I guess he develops.
He does.
He does. Yeah, but I think ReZero does it better. I'm not saying the job is
I
do
think
it.
the biggest thing about Jobless Reincarnation is that even though he was an adult, he was really a child. And being reincarnated,
I love when they do that. By the way.
being reincarnated is him finally maturing out of that stage that he never left.
But he didn't mature when he was born because he's still just.
Get this guy right
No,
to
exactly.
right
It's
here.
character development. It's
You
him.
think-
It's
you
him
think
maturing
so?
and
But when his
finally
character
growing.
development in this third season, that he has erectile dysfunction because a girl left him as well.
He's facing real world problems. Like for example, the whole heartbreak he had with
16 honey packs arms
with,
waiting for
like
you.
the red-haired girl leaving.
Yeah.
Like that's a very young teenage
Yeah, no, in
mentality.
terms of world building, like as an isekai, Jobless Reincarnation does it near perfect.
I'd say Jobless
Yeah,
Reincarnation.
world building.
But as a-
as an isekai show, I think ReZero takes.
We're not talking about show quality because then you guys are obviously going to put ReZero first.
no, but because Jobless Reincarnation doesn't have like a lot of that, your other you being on your initial world affecting you. It doesn't affect.
And
them
it's
that
also
it does because he keeps on speaking with
yeah,
God.
but that's what I'm
but they
trying to say.
haven't, really-
As of now, it's too convoluted. With the
Yeah.
whole God thing and what
haven't
has to do with its
explained it
original
much.
world, it's so convoluted that it's like, while ReZero, it doesn't have as much, but it's more grounded so far. Maybe with more seasonal Jobless Reincarnation where they
the whole
explore that.
conversation
And-
of like him walking with his mom and then him finally being like, okay mom, I'm gonna go, and then it ends with him walking away and finally being like, okay, now I'm gonna live in this world.
Also, you
Sorry,
know ReZero is the highest rated anime episode of all time.
It's
Over Hunter x Hunter.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I don't think
because
so.
you see, it's the episode of you see where it ends with him grabbing. He has Rem's body, and Puck is like huge in the snow.
And like he's freezing up
and-
his
and then,
headphones,
like-
like credits roll, and like
And
the
then
music's
his
playing.
head just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like one of, if not the highest episode of anime.
And I agree. I mean, that shows elite. But yeah, so what the fuck was that?
Yeah, I mean, okay, sure. Now we just wait for him to search it up. I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you are subscribed, if you're not subscribed,
So IMDb rates Attack on Titan episode and not Attack on Titan.
they just have the whole Attack on Titan season here. Jesus.
Then Borto Promised Neverland at 8. Attack on Titan again 9.
Nah,
The Hunter x Hunter episode
you're bugging, bro. What is this?
says what the fuck is wrong.
It just has the old Hunter x Hunter or the old Attack on Titan first season.
Fair.
Okay, so now we're gonna get into the review of Lost in Starlight, the not anime but animation show on Netflix.
It is anime. It's Korean. Is
No.
Korean and Japanese are the same thing. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, crazy. Weren't you saying before the episode that they all look the same to you?
Yeah.
You did say that. word for
You did
word.
say that. So, but to be fair, the animation is different.
It is.
So the usual what we do is we go around it, we say our scores out of 10. Then we go through a non-spoiler part. Then we give a spoiler words, start giving our spoiler takes on it. Then we put it on a raving tier list, which we putting shows. It will pop up on screen, and yeah. So let's just start. I think
You
you
can
start
start here.
over there with the point.
Yeah.
Out of
So I'm giving it a 9 out of 10.
I'm giving it a 6 out of 10.
Giving it a 7.
I'm giving it a 7.
Okay.
I was inside between 7 or 8, so I can be persuaded a little higher.
I'm not mad at you.
So I guess we're just starting another. You would just call Joe
I'll just start with something that I've already mildly talked to him about. Technology, it's almost like cyberpunk level. They're very advanced.
Yeah.
Why are they sending humans
It's
to Mars?
nowhere near cyberpunk level. There's no augmentations, but you're not putting shit.
Only because they're not chroming
It's not the
up.
same level.
Did you see the city, bro?
But it's not the same level as the VR thing in fucking Cyberpunk. They were connected through mental links, mate.
To be fair, they didn't have
Bro, their screens were literally fucking around them, mate.
Yeah, but it's the same with fucking Tony Stark.
Their phone was like not a phone.
Yeah, but they didn't have full-on robots to send inside.
Yeah, that's what I'm
They
saying.
had the fucking drone.
Yeah, but that was one of a kind. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know. But with how many advanced technology? I mean, we have rovers right now that we sent to fucking Mars.
True. Yeah, but
We don't even we don't
nothing
send
to do with the work that they were doing.
They're fertilizing Mars, man.
We've never had we've never had humans in Mars.
Pedro.
Never, yeah, no.
No, we've had them in the moon. Actually, no, the Hawaii, no, we've never gone to the moon.
Yeah, because
No, I'm joking.
There's dragons in the moon.
There's dragons in the moon.
Moon dragons.
Check the dark side of the moon, bro. They were.
That's where the dragons are. But yeah, no.
The dragon.
So quick, non-spoiler, I guess.
Okay, this is such a tangent.
What's the point of non-spoiler?
Oh,
I'm gonna need to go on a tangent.
the communists in the
On the
moon.
tangent because you mentioned the moon. I went down this rabbit hole.
I don't think we should go on a tangent on a review. I'm gonna be real.
Okay, well, I forgot this. We gotta.
Now go on.
No, it is a big tangent. It's a very big tangent.
How big?
Big.
Moon size.
Moon size. This dragon egg on the moon size tangent.
Say one sentence, and then if we find it interesting, we'll speak.
Well, it's basically this person that went crazy over like a moon theory on Minecraft.
So what's your review of Lost and
So
Starlight?
we're going straight spoilers.
Yeah, well, what are we gonna not spoil?
We can go a little non-spoiler. I mean, the film did just come out.
Did it?
Came out this year.
I think it was 8.
How long ago?
I
Just
think
now.
I think we can go straight into spoilers.
Yeah,
Let's just there's a little bit spoil, but we can just jump into spoilers. Then there's a spoiler warning.
Animation?
Amazing.
No, I just
It's definitely.
absolutely stunning.
His lips looked a little weird though. His lips looked a little weird.
It's like a Phil.
It's just because like it was just a different color here. He didn't actually have lip.
Very kissable lips.
Fuck did you just say? It came out May 30th, so it's actually very recent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, amazing film. In terms of like animation wise, it's definitely up there. Even considering anime, considering films like Your Name, which are very highly regarded in animation, like it's definitely up there. I loved the parallels between music and space. Like for example, I know we normally like to go chronologically, but just to mention this quickly, like in the end scene when like she's trying to get back to the safe space or whatever it is, and it's like she's on a vinyl. And it's like it's the lines of the vinyl that she's going through. Like I love the parallels between music. Why are people looking at me so confused?
Because we're listening to you.
Yeah,
For the first time, we're actually paying attention.
I love the parallels between music and space. That was so beautiful, I think. And like the plot is not anything insane, but I think the message is good. It's like because I actually wrote it down. It's like she was the reason why he could sing again, because like that was the whole point of the character, that he didn't like singing anymore, not in front of people. But she was the reason that he could, and then he was the reason why she started enjoying Earth more. Especially more on the line at the end where she's like, when they're meeting after she finally came back from Mars, and she says something along the lines of like, "Oh, I'm actually enjoying it down here," or something like that. I'm very paraphrasing, but it's something like that. So like, yeah, not an insane plot, but like, I just like when two characters change each other like almost perfectly.
Yeah.
Like yeah, so I really enjoyed that. Again, animation was beautiful. Like, the beach scenes
That was
when they're just enjoying time with each other. I think the relationship of these two characters is actually very realistic. Like for example, I don't blame Jay for being mad for her going. I don't blame him. But then I also
especially after watching the video of
her getting 360 no scope.
Yeah.
I understand, but I also don't blame. I also understand the selfishness of it, because like you can't really stop her from wanting her dream.
Problem like when her screen broke and she's running out of oxygen.
Yeah, that I understand
Technology
how
is
she.
so high and she's gonna have sellotape.
No, because they do that.
They do that.
But they don't have technology like they have there.
Why are you talking about technology is a million years in the future?
It's way harder than ours right now. Definitely.
Yeah, but the glass broke.
Yeah, and she uses sellotape.
Well, what else did she use?
Bro, with their technology, maybe they have some spray or something. They'll be a bit more believable than fucking
if they use
sellotape.
bug
But
spray,
like
it'd be much
in
different.
Cloudy the Chest of Meatballs, it has the shoe spray.
What a
No,
reference.
for now.
So you'd rather than
No, you guys remember the spray that makes shoes, but then he can't take them off.
No, yeah, I do.
I don't remember that. But, so you'd rather them use like a bug spray or something?
No, I think it'd have been a little bit. Also, I mean, the sellotape itself doesn't make any sense because he's not going to seal it.
Yeah. You know they use that in real life.
They use that.
life.
They actually use that.
Or if the glass.
That's a last resort, yeah.
It's not the same sellotape that the Amazon delivery guy used on the
sure?
box. Yeah.
Did you ask them? For sure.
That's right. Even doing the Amazon delivery, mate, that's tight.
That shit's so tight, man.
So,
I didn't know like that.
The Amazon delivery.
yeah. So,
But yeah, so
But me jumping in now, I did really like the film.
I only gave it a 6. Oh, sorry, I just hold my clothes, mate.
He always does that. Especially if you ask him not to interrupt, he would
Yeah,
definitely.
he shows that he's not listening. He's thinking about what he's gonna say. I thought, yeah, the film was beautiful. I didn't think the relationship was forced whatsoever. It had the build-up they needed. Relationships was so good, like the build-up that I almost changed by it. And then, but
We
yeah,
are chopped, bro.
I did like because with that whole thing of that other girl that he sings with.
yeah.
I thought they were gonna add something
Oh, yeah.
like he cheats
Easy
by
bad
accident.
joke.
Like I did,
Accident.
like I did like they didn't go.
Oh no!
They didn't go down that route because they normally tend to whenever the relationship
You reckon
starts.
she was going to play with his guitar string?
But they
They
didn't.
just drop it for the second
I don't really
Yeah.
see any major negatives in the film.
I gave it a 6 because I
That is
just
very low.
That is very low, I think.
I just think I'm fine with giving it a 7. Like I just
I feel
thought
like
the plot
8
was
is
very
the lowest
simple.
I'll go.
I just thought the plot was very simple.
Yeah.
The point where like it's everything that it did was amazing, but like there's a cap on
No,
how
but
much.
I think the film
there,
is
there
such.
was no like unpredictability. There was never
He
a plot.
thought she was gonna die in the end.
No, I said it'd be stupid if she died.
No, you said no way she's gonna die.
No,
no,
because
no,
it'd be-
no.
Well, did you watch the film, Joe?
No, but he watched next to me on the
was watching
train.
it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
they
quote.
were holding
I'm gonna
hands.
quote what he said. He said, "No way she's gonna die. I predicted this."
No, I said it.
That does not make sense.
That is what he said.
No way she's gonna die. That'll be so stupid, man.
No. You said I predict. Mum's on my mother's wife. That's what you said.
Allegations, man.
On
Allegations.
Pedro's last breath. That's what you said.
On Pedro's
I
whole
think the
bloodline.
thing is, don't get me wrong, it's a simple plot, but I think the characters are written so well, their development is written very well, and like for what the film is trying to reach.
I be real
achieve,
real
it's
quick?
the thing-
I'll be real.
I think let me just say this. I think the film is a perfect representation of like grief and like the guilt of leaving things behind. Either it being music or either being leaving Mars and coming back
I
to
don't
Earth.
think their trauma has enough depth.
I think so too. Yeah.
I disagree.
And that affect, like, I think the whole
I
dynamic
disagree.
of the maybe let me finish then. The whole dynamic of the relationship works, but it would have been even deeper if there was more depth to their trauma
Especially
shown
when
on
I'm
screen.
talking about the girl, I disagree. Her with the whole flashbacks of having a.
There's no, you see her trauma
It was good. Like, it was. Listen.
Yeah.
We're not saying it was bad. I just. It
No,
was.
no, the whole scene in the observatory where she's with the
whole screen.
when she's with Jay, and then she starts having those flashbacks, and it feels like she's getting pulled to Mars.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Listen,
Yeah,
The
but-
way they portrayed the metaphors.
Yeah, but he's saying it was
they were
wasn't
definitely
enough.
metaphoric.
Yeah, no.
But
I think like the connection between.
it was just a very good
I
romance
think
story.
the reason
But, like,
needed to be
there
more
was a-
shown, yeah.
The mother died, mate.
Yeah, no, but they more often showed her trauma response instead of the reason for
Yeah,
the
because
trauma.
it's a long time after.
I just remember such a big pro I had about this movie.
the flowers.
Now, like in I don't you're saying stuff anime whatever in animated foreign animated properties like the movies or TV shows in media, they always, especially in anime, they always have this really annoying problem whenever they're showing other cultures and countries,
boy.
especially where they speak English. It's always Japanese or in this case Korean person trying to speak English, and speak English is always horrible.
Like
I
when-
always say that because in Dr. Stone, in the latest season, they go to America, and the people that are from America,
You have
their
a word that's
English is Bomba Klart. That's what it goes.
Yeah.
In this movie,
They have
the
actual English speakers, yeah.
And the main character, she's Korean, like she's speaking Korean,
but she
her
speaks English. It's actually good.
Was actually someone that studied
Like, it's
English.
realistic. Like an
Yeah.
astronaut would need to know
Yeah.
like English as well.
It was,
Your Japan sightseeing
and
trip's gonna
it
take
makes
traumatic.
sense that, like, for example, they use NASA. They didn't
think
create a new one. That was like Korean.
Like I think the film is very realistic. I don't understand that trauma thing.
I don't think I needed definitely more, especially from the guy.
I agree a little bit from the guy, but that's why I didn't give it a 10.
The way he's explaining it, it's not like it definitely like the movie doesn't work. It's more like to boost it to new levels. I think it needed.
But
some
when I'm
more.
talking, but specifically when talking about the girl, I don't think you need to add more to her trauma. Or explain or show it more.
A chocolate cake can be a very good chocolate
course it's
cake,
chocolate
but at
cake.
the end of the day,
All you
it's
care
just
about is cake, fam.
I
No,
don't
but like,
like
I'm being serious. Especially with the girl, I don't think she needed more.
Overrated, don't you think?
I thought you loved to
What,
chow on cake.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Let's talk about
All
chick.
right, going back to the film. No, I do think they definitely needed more.
No,
I think
especially with the girl, I don't think
there
so.
was
You
those
did it.
scenes. There was those scenes of her tweaking out on like interviews and shit.
to make it to like
There was no scenes on her tweaking out in interviews.
No, I said there were those scenes
Oh,
of her
oh.
tweaking out on interviews and shit.
Okay.
But especially like in the beginning of the movie, you have no idea why those are happening.
You do.
But okay, it sets it up. It sets up. Okay,
starts with the mother dying.
there's a traumatic response here. There's a trauma here. Right? No, it doesn't start with the mother dying.
Yeah, you know the mother is dead. Like you know how the mother died at the beginning of the film.
What do we? No.
Yeah, you
no,
do.
you don't.
No. You just see the flashback of that woman in the astronaut suit.
Yeah.
But you have no idea who that is. I thought that was a dude at first, actually.
What?
I thought it was just a dude with long hair in the beginning. So it sets up that traumatic response, but they set it up so much.
Start with the exploding of the
No.
her recording.
No.
Yeah.
It does. I'm
No,
pretty sure.
it starts off with her going through the wreckage and finding the.
Yeah, no, but
It starts off-
straight,
yeah,
straight
with
after that, isn't it the scene of the mom and then
No.
the whole thing exploding? I'm
No,
pretty
no,
sure it is.
that's way later in the movie.
I thought it
No,
was.
no, because then it happens again with Jay watching it.
No.
So you're saying the first time you see it,
No,
with
it
Jay
was in
watching
the
it?
beginning that it was.
The full thing is
Yeah.
with Jay. Yeah.
No, they happens in the beginning of the film. as
No,
well.
no. The movie starts with her training for Mars, mate.
No,
What are you
I'm
gonna
not saying in the
come-
very beginning, but I'm saying after that beginning sequence, after her training.
They do show
you
it
see
very early. You know her mother.
You
has
know-
died
you-
and
you
how
see it
fucking-
very early.
They mentioned it. They don't show
One
it.
show
thing
that.
that I didn't get is how. So you know when she passes out, when she finds the dome, like how did she survive? Like what was the
I
difference?
think it's because what Danny asked me the same thing. I think it's because she went inside the green
Yeah,
house.
they recycle oxygen, man.
I think that's why because
And
the
was
thing
it
is
still working?
when she wakes
Because
up
the
with other
flowers
people,
were up,
when she wakes up with other people, there's the yellow flowers around.
Yeah,
Her.
but how did people even get there? They were 2 hours away.
Yeah, but she passed out.
Took
They
2
might
hours.
have they might have just taken a long
Yeah.
time. Like
But I did really like that connection between in the video, the mom having that little
Okay.
small greenhouse with the flowers, and then.
Yeah, but it
that's what
still
happened.
makes no sense though.
What does it make?
Because that whole you can see it's the greenhouse, right? But that was the place. Correct me if I'm wrong. That was the place that the mother was in,
yeah,
right? Because that was the desk with the whole toy. That place was broken down and exploded.
it didn't explode. It got broken down.
There was
yeah.
explosions in the video, my brother in Christ.
Yeah, it broke down.
And like the
but it
roof
didn't
was
blow up.
falling.
There was literally explosions in the video.
Yeah, the places she went to, it was like underground. It was all broken down.
Yeah, I don't think.
So, but how was that? How could she breathe there if the whole place went kaboom?
Well, the whole place didn't go kaboom.
In the video, there was
there was explosions, but it wasn't nuked, mate.
Yeah.
To dust.
Yeah, but it was exploded where there will be openings.
Yeah, it collapsed, mate. But,
So
then,
how
but
she
the
breathing?
greenhouse is closed.
But she went literally inside the building, no?
Yes, and inside the greenhouse.
So you're saying the greenhouse is separate? I don't think that part was clear enough. I was also confused.
I don't think there was a-
And if you're confused, as
Was
well,
she filming from the greenhouse?
I don't think she was, mate. No, I think she
No,
was.
no, it was.
Because she
no,
finds the.
the greenhouse
she
was
was-
behind her
no,
on the video.
no.
It wasn't on. She was inside it.
Wait, let me.
Oh, yeah,
In the
I don't know.
video, she was inside the ship, let's say, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what exploded and broke down. It wasn't the greenhouse.
wasn't
To be fair, this is really a
Mate, this is
nitpick.
Mars. The greenhouse was a
Also,
separate
I
project.
am 99% sure they showed the mom die more in the beginning.
They
of the
did,
The
they
first
did.
time
They
you see
did.
it,
They
it's not with
mentioned
Jay. No, I am
they showed
99%
it.
sure. Like, I'll bet 5 quid. I'll bet on
They showed the
blackjack on
video
this.
twice. They showed the video twice. One is from one angle, and then it stops with all the noise and stops, and then the second one exactly the same, but from the angle of the camera
Oh,
of
yeah.
the recording.
I'm
He
telling
might be
you,
right.
you know how the mother died or in the beginning
they
of the
showed
film.
they showed two different perspectives.
Might have been
One
asleep, mate.
was from like
I wasn't.
Huh?
Talking to him.
one was from this angle. The second one was later on in the film, and it was the recording angle.
And it's
And
like
it shows a little bit more because it doesn't
Regardless,
stop
I
with
don't
them
think- I
running.
don't
It
think
stops
they-
with them falling.
they said-
It was
they
also
set up-
really cool, the animation of when they're doing the video calls, like the hologram.
how they're with each other.
Yeah.
For example, that whole thing of like it being Jay that leads her to the greenhouse, like so she doesn't give up. And then when she is about to pass out, it's the mom that kind of lifts the helmet off.
Mm.
Like I think that's just such
no,
good
I think
parallels,
they
right?
set up a
And like how
lot.
he like the whole thing of like him talking to her through the dad's like pipe.
Her dad's giving her pipe, and like
Oh,
the whole, for example, the whole.
Why is he holding her dad's pipe?
Is it that crazy or is
Yeah,
it-
dad
No, like
has,
he's mourningable.
no,
like,
dad has mental issues.
yeah, that's
He's
cool.
bonkers.
No, because like the thing is, at the end of the movie, he didn't seem that tweaked out.
Yeah, because he was geeked. That's the
geeked,
point.
yeah, man.
Yeah, but at the end, he was just having a conversation with the bloke.
No, because he
No,
can
yeah,
have
because
conversation, but
when,
he
for example, just remember that bit when she goes to Mars
And she's like, dying.
he's like, "Oh, I hope she took a number."
yeah, where it's like, oh, she's disappearing. He's like, I took.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, no, he's tweaked.
No, I do think they set up a lot of stuff. I do think with the trauma they needed more, especially if the guy barely had anything.
But the guy's trauma was simpler. It was just that he didn't.
Simple or not, they gotta show it. They can't show his trauma response in stage was like mirroring her trauma response in the interview.
Yeah.
So if you're doing that mirror, you have to show his trauma as well.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, but he did.
Why?
That was
Why
nice.
did he stop? Like, cause
Singing.
yeah.
Well, it's because he didn't like how his music was getting changed.
Yeah, but they barely.
Yeah, but
dig
how
into
does that affect the performance issue?
Okay, yeah, they could push a little bit more.
Yeah, no, I agree, but that's why.
Like her reaction to listening to his song.
The last song in the concert, I
And
really like
also-
that song.
It's to be fair, that's a part of the movie being a hell of a coincidence that her favorite song is his song that he don't.
Yeah,
even-
but I love that. I think that was such a cool.
Yeah, I
coincidence.
think it's a,
Because
because he looks up to her. I think that was a brilliant connection because he looks up to her going, "Wow, she's amazing," and then he's thinking, "I'm sure I'm nothing," and then he realizes that there's the opposite for her.
yeah, I think it's just such good.
They're
parallels.
each other's heroes in their own
the,
heads.
the last song, like in the concert song, mate, it's not drugs, it's fucking strepsil. I think it was very good.
Let's go.
Like I really like that song, the Bon Voyage song. I think
it's a good song. It's a good song. Yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like, I
I
don't
really
know.
like it.
I think the film does so little wrong.
It's definitely not 9.
No, yeah, it doesn't do things wrong. It's more like
It doesn't reach for the heavens.
yeah, the problem, like what it gives, it's really good, but like there's a cap on how much.
I think that
it
it
can
just
achieve
needed
it.
more
I disagree.
with like showing that trauma and how they interlink
I agree.
and how like that makes the characters close to each
Because like,
other.
if we think about the rating table, we're putting this with the rest of the anime stuff. Like, would you put in the same level as some other anime movies that are like groundbreaking? in
They're
terms
no,
of,
they're writing and
topics.
connections.
For example,
more.
okay, let's just say on the same. For example, let's try to use ones that don't, I don't know, break the mold too much. For example,
Graduate.
yeah,
No,
for
that's-
example,
that's a 10
where
out
the
of
guy turns water.
No, for example, the plot on Roger Wave is
Exactly.
not more complicated than this.
No, but it's more like
Like, say hi.
there's a lot of new
Oh,
stuff,
okay.
like him turning into water, like the beluga whale.
No, don't spoil because I'll actually watch it. Ride your wave, I'll actually watch it.
The beluga whale.
He hasn't watched.
Yeah, but it's
so-
not
okay.
groundbreaking.
What about silent voice?
But we'll go Wales.
Well, let's use silent voice as a comparison.
Yeah,
What are you moaning on the month?
But what the
Because
good comparison. What
because they're both realistic.
yeah, but what the plot, for example, the plot on Silent Voice is way better. But what this film lacks in plot makes up in animation and parallels between them. The parallel between space
what
and
carries
music
more?
was amazing.
Oh, you're glazing the animation isn't all that, bro.
Okay, can we all agree that he's
Ah,
wrong?
my
enough?
was really good.
The animation was good.
Bro, the waves in the ocean, man.
It was beautiful.
It was
Yeah,
The waves
out of
in
10,
space.
how would you rate the animation?
9.
10.
9.
7.
Okay, so it's still pretty high, man.
6, 7.
Yeah, but it's not like you guys are talking like it's groundbreaking
I said
animation.
10, mate.
Yeah.
Bro,
true. No, 10 is like Spider-Verse, arcane levels of animation
Yeah.
where they take new leaps with it.
Bro, Rider Wave has better animation. I think the artistic concept of
At
Rider
the
Wave.
end, when they're
Let's not spoil
Bro,
stuff.
she's
That's
literally
not-
walking.
they don't,
She's
they
literally
don't.
walking on the vinyl with Earth being the centerpiece.
Cold.
Like I don't get why you fucking glaze beluga whale, water beluga
No,
whale, and
I
it's...
disagree with the animation.
Yeah, okay, thank you. But Rider Wave does not have better animation.
I
than
say
Starlight.
a better comparison.
Already,
a
even
better
though it's just a
comparison.
know what the...
A better comparison would be your name when they show like two different realities at the same time.
Yeah.
That,
For them,
that'll
that's
be
amazing
better comparison,
parallels.
yeah.
You said Rider
But
Wave.
the
Because
animation.
like using animation to
I said
for-
your name.
using animation, which is something that sound voice doesn't really do. Using animation to further parallels is something that like it adds a lot to the film.
Yeah, the closest thing it got it was the fireworks bit at the end.
Yeah, but I don't think it had enough.
It was more like him.
In
closing
Ride
his
Your
eyes
Wave,
for
the
big
guy
bits,
definitely
but-
dies, and then she sees him as a bubble go
Man, I
up.
don't know. Maybe watch the fucking film and
Watch
you'll
the
figure
film.
it out. I just don't think he does enough.
I
for
don't
it to
like
be
that.
honest.
Bro, then put him in a water bottle, show him in a dildo, and then you like.
I don't think it does enough for
I
it
don't
to
know
be
where I
a
was going
9.
with that.
I mean, I don't think it's a 9. That's why
I think
said
I understand. Maybe I just my personal preference would put it at a 9. I think 8. I don't understand if people want to give it an 8. Maybe it's just more of a personal thing.
I'm
I
happy-
think-
I'm happy
what,
with
you
an
give it a
8.
6 or 7.
You give it a 7.
I
I
give it a 7.
give it a 6.
I think a 6 is
A
way
6.
too low.
So, to be fair, I'm happy with putting it in the 7, 8 category. So
So,
the,
yeah,
I understand. I think minimum this film has to be top cut.
wait, let's just show. I will jump in on the tier list.
Yeah,
Let
We
me
can't.
just show
I think
the rating
me-
tier list we have so far.
realistically, me, I'll put lower absolute cinema, but I think that's more preference wise. But I would understand if you want to go like top good. It's not low good.
No, let's go with the 7 and 8, so that's top good, right?
7 would be
Low
lower good.
I say top
I'm
good.
leaning more on an 8.
I put a 9. And if you're at you're at 7,
I'm
you're
giving
what?
it a 3.
Six.
Mate, you're not. You can't be at a 6, man.
No, I'll be fair. Yes, 7.
Slightly above average.
Yeah. Because it was.
Yeah, but then you give
Fucking
fucking...
Jobless Reincarnation 1,000,000 out of 10.
It's pretty good.
Million beers.
Dr. Sun.
I think that film has to be top good.
Yeah, let's
and
go top
I don't
good.
think like I just don't
I'm
think
not
it's-
necessarily mad at
I'm not mad.
Yeah,
at
let's
that,
go with
I'm not mad at that. It's a solid movie. Like
Like,
there's
I'll
no.
watch it again and I'll enjoy it a second time. Like,
So there's no
Yeah,
way you're putting it at 6 then. If you
Yeah, I'll move it up for the 7.
yeah, so 2 7s. I got a 9. He has an 8. So
Sure,
that's
yeah.
top good.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Boom.
So yeah, we're here somewhere.
GuessLink time.
Yeah, GuessLink. So introduce the game.
Oh yeah, so this is obviously the second game of the 2
Where am
seconds
I
we
going
play. Shut your mouth. Rafa
Shut your
and
mouth.
Pedro won the first game, which is a trivia game called Ace Race, and now this is GuessLink, which is a guessing game. Me and Tiago are the ones competing, as we was. We have 15 questions to guess whatever what's the topic that you guys are going for?
Animals.
All right, so normally we do good things like
Is that why
movies.
there's
Normally we do.
Cristiano Ronaldo on the table?
Hey, shut your mouth.
That's an answer.
Normally we do movies or characters or shows or whatever. They decided to do animals this time for some fucking reason. So I'm with Rafa, he's with Pedro.
Oh,
And
God,
we
I
have,
forgot one.
we have 15 questions to
let's
guess
change
the
it.
animal that they're in the specific scenario, to guess the animal that they're thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's pretty much
Yeah,
it.
remember, so we have 15 questions and a minute per question. So
How the fuck
time.
are we gonna
I
answer
think a
these
minute's too
questions?
small, bro.
No, because the questions you gotta keep it up.
If it's very bad, we'll just restart guessing. If both of them don't get it.
Okay.
Oh no, my issue is I'm getting it too quickly.
I went first last time. Do you want to go first this time?
Do I time it?
Yeah, time the question.
Oh, well, I'm timing the episode.
No, then you time the questions. All right, you go first, big boy.
Would this animal be found in the jungle or savannah?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm with you. Okay.
Okay. Is my animal quadruped?
No.
No.
Doesn't that mean like they can't move?
No, that's 4 leg.
Four leg.
Shit. Quadriplegic.
Yeah, 4 legs,
Um,
right?
Yeah.
Does it mean that they walk on 4 legs?
Hmm?
Does it mean that they walk on 4 legs?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Not quadruped.
is my animal from savannah? I'll say then.
No.
So jungle.
Is my animal a mammal?
No.
All right. Does my animal Would you consider my animal big? So big would be something like, I don't know. What to be fair, what is big? Like it would be big would be like bigger than a big dog or bigger than
I'm
like
a
a
big
wolf.
dog.
Hello?
Huh, wait, what was your previous question?
Was it in a savannah? You see, this is what I mean, bro. What do you mean?
They mitigate.
They mitigate.
They migrate. They travel around.
So that is literally not an answer. To is it from the savannah?
Maybe.
Maybe. They exist there.
Yeah, they can exist in more than one.
Yeah, more than one area.
Already starting with the bullshit, man.
Does he live in the city, mate?
Okay, so that was a useless question. Let me ask another one then.
You
What?
answer. That's not my fault.
True.
No, but animals can be in
No.
more than one place, mate. They
Huh?
travel. It's like, do you know what I mean? Like,
This where they're from. And
I don't know his address, mate.
I don't know his address.
That's getting weak, mate.
oh,
You haven't asked me anything.
Yeah. How many questions you have?
2. I just asked 2.
No, you didn't answer the second one.
It's your third.
So if it's,
Oh yeah, is it big?
Is it pink? What's big?
no.
I'll change it if you want.
If it's migrating, then is it a flying animal?
No.
Then it doesn't migrate.
I didn't mean migrate. I mean it can be in a savannah, but not explicitly to it.
Is that from the place or no?
I don't know its address. They can be in multiple places, mate.
They can be multiple places. Mate. They're
Where they
animals.
from, man? You see, that's why we don't go with animals, because
I don't know.
This guy's already complaining to questions in.
Yeah, I know. I don't. Bro, I don't get how that's a crazy answer.
Okay, but, hey, put on ChatGPT where they're naturally from, and if it's not, the answer is
They
no.
give more than it gives more than one answer.
a lion is not going to be in a fucking jungle. They're from the savannah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but some other animals might.
Okay. Is my animal terrestrial?
No, it's not on Mars, mate.
No, it means if it's strictly on land.
No.
Okay.
Pedro, we did such a good job with this.
Let's guess what.
Let's go.
This animal will be found in the zoo.
Yes.
Is my animal a fish?
No.
You know, sharks are fish, right?
Interpretation.
Your mum's a fish as well.
Yeah. Would you consider this animal big? So big would be like, well, it depends if it's walking on 4, but if it's standing on 2 legs, it might be bigger than a human. So like, if it's big, it would be like bigger than like a small wolf or a big dog.
Give me a specific, like...
Give him one comparison with
Yeah,
something.
because you said human and then dog, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
He's so
biggest
with
dog.
yes or no.
Or like around big would be like bigger than like a wolf.
So is an
like,
animal
if-
bigger than a wolf?
If a wolf
is standing upright.
and shadow boxing.
If a wolf, well, compare it to something visible, mate.
That is feasible. You don't know what a fucking wolf is.
So, well, okay, so structure the question, please.
Is it big? Big being bigger than like an animal like a wolf, size wise.
If a wolf is standing up,
Could you have my animal as a pet?
If you want.
no, mate. What's fucking wrong with you?
No.
You can have anything as a pet, technically, mate.
Mate, if they've got like dragons as pets, mate.
Is it quadriplegic?
Quadruped.
You can't move, mate.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't help me.
Because it's quadruped strictly.
Man gave me an iguanodon.
So yeah, not strictly.
So
Yeah,
the answer's no.
no.
The answer's no.
It's not quadruped. It's quadruped
It's
strictly.
strictly, yeah.
Is
I'm enjoying this, mate.
Yeah, it's fun,
This is
isn't it?
actually funny.
It's animals from now on.
is my animal a reptile?
No.
Is my animal a mammal?
Yes.
It's your mum, mate.
Chihuahua.
You know humans are mammals. You fucking moron.
That's why I said it's your mum.
Is my animal a bird?
Yes.
Yeah. Why was I confused with that?
They
Wait,
migrate.
do I know yours? Yeah, no, I don't.
They migrate.
No.
Does my animal appear in the Madagascar movies?
Yes.
Ooh, that's a shout, mate.
Like, what bird would you pick? So let me think of a franchise with bird.
Why is he searching up, bro? Does he not know the
I'm just thinking. No, because it would be terrestrial. Because ostrich
Yeah, it's
would
not
be
from Mars, man.
ostrich would be terrestrial. What other birds do you
That's the
fucking
Madagascar
know?
question. That's a good one.
There's no birds in Madagascar. Tell me one.
I can't tell you because that might be the bird that he's thinking, mate.
Oh, is that actually a bird in Madagascar? No.
Well,
Madagascar.
Ask a question,
Ask a question, mate.
Okay. Wait, and you couldn't keep it as a pet.
But you can keep a
You can if you want, mate.
nowadays.
Fuck.
You got 10 seconds,
What
by the way.
bird did you? Is my animal a predator?
I swear every animal can be a
Yeah.
predator because any animal have a prey, no?
Yeah, most animals have a
Technically.
prey.
What herbivores are predators?
Okay, so it is predator. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
It's a bird, mate. Most bird.
Only one bird that's a herbivore.
If it eats,
You know how many birds just eat seeds?
okay, fair. All right, fair.
There's
So
Yeah, but those are normally you can keep
if
them at
something
home.
eats, for example, I don't know,
ice cubes.
ants,
No, yeah,
they're
they're still
predator
predators.
then,
Yeah.
because ants are prey.
yeah.
Should I
That's
shoot a woogie? Should I shoot a
I
woogie real
think
quick?
you just shoot a woogie. I'm cooked. This
Does-
guy went with a bird. Fucking Robin.
Does my animal have like thumbs?
yes.
Usable thumbs.
Oh my god. You went with fucking monkey.
Yeah.
Fucking chimp.
It's chimp, man.
Oh my god.
It's chimp.
No, mate, it might be.
Wait, do I have still like? There's a bunch of like monkey types.
What
I don't
the-
know. Monkey archetypes.
You gotta get the type.
You gotta
get the type.
There's baboons.
Yeah.
There's chimps.
You gotta get the time. It might be a bear, mate.
What animal would he have got? The thing is, that's why I never go with Pedro. Because it's
Bro,
all the same
what?
bullshit.
No, mate. It's the same difficulty to me. He needs to get the archetype.
No, I'm shooting next time. I'm shooting the archetype.
You can keep it as a pet. And you said definitely not. Okay, I'm going to shoot this round because he's shooting it next. So
You can ask a question first, though.
No, because I'll let him go.
I'm gonna ask a question first. I need to know the archetype.
Exactly. I'm going to shoot right now. So, yeah. So it is a bird, and you said definitely no as a pet. So right now I'm thinking a big bird that's not terrestrial.
It's from Mars, man.
And this guy, the thing is, what birds does he know?
You got
He
6
barely
seconds.
knows what a bird is.
So I'm thinking like eagle or hawk. That's pretty much it, because you can't keep those as a pet.
You got 5 seconds.
Are you actually timing this?
Yeah,
Of course, mate.
got the minute already. You gotta guess.
It's my job, mate.
Oh god, it's your job.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot eagle. Final answer.
Yeah, that's wrong.
I'm shooting chimp
That was mine.
Penguin.
because baboons are huge, bro.
Penguin is not terrestrial.
No, they're aquatic.
They're aquatic, mate.
I asked aquatic and he said no either.
You didn't ask aquatic.
You didn't ask
Oh,
about
it said fish.
Yeah.
Mate, yeah, you asked me if it was a fish, mate.
You should ask questions.
No, penguins are terrestrial.
No,
They
they're
live
aquatic.
in the sea.
I asked, is terrestrial just on Earth? And you were like, yes.
On land.
Yeah, they're not strictly on land. I didn't ask if it was
Okay,
straight.
Are penguins aquatic animals? Search up.
No, yes, search up. Are penguins terrestrial?
No, search up. Are penguins aquatic animals?
Okay,
They're aquatic. They're not terrestrial.
Penguins aquatic.
Yeah, you should have shot for the mother. Mate, you should have shot
Yes,
the
penguins are
Madagascar
considered aquatic animals.
Yeah,
You
mate.
should have shot the
I'll
Madagascar
say-
question,
Bro, that's why you're like, what? Bro, I gave you the biggest
Mate,
smirk because you're like, what?
Mate,
Birds are Madagascar.
Mate, if you lost, I was gonna say you lost because you opened your mouth. Because he's like, oh, that's Madagascar. Mate, if you had said is in the Madagascar, I'd say yes. There's only penguins.
And you literally asked me what birds are in Madagascar.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, that's aquatic.
crazy. Yeah.
Why did you say yes to being able to keep us a pet, mate?
Because they've got him
Some
in the
people
zoos
do
and
have
things, man.
Yeah, people have
The
fucking.
Madagascar question, because I remember there's monkeys in
Madagascar, you default.
Yeah, the thing is that's the thing. When I said, because I told them chimps, but I was like, basically I meant monkeys. But like,
No, there's
I
the-
wrote down
the
chimps.
chimps that do hand signs in Madagascar.
Yeah.
And baboons tend to be huge. They're bigger than humans.
Yeah, you asked me to compare it to a wolf.
I thought mine was easy as well.
Yeah,
It's a penguin, mate.
I'm not used
Mate,
to.
mate,
I'm
a
not
bird-
used to animal guessing questions.
Hey, you agree with them. I was
That was good, though. That was actually fun,
I enjoyed that.
And
I
so
did.
I guess he's doing a punishment. I can't wait for your punishment. He's doing a punishment next episode, so tune in for that.
Oh no, we might do a different one actually.
Hell no. It's
No,
not
no.
you.
No, I know, but it's the next episode. It's gonna be the Superman.
Still
Don't
not
care.
evil, bro.
Still
Still
not
not making
you.
you look like a come out.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a hero as well.
So tune in next episode to see that. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the episode. Please subscribe. Especially if you stayed this long, you should definitely subscribe. And yeah, we'll see you next Friday.
Yeah, peace.
Oh yeah, it's the last episode with the studio.
Oh shit! Yeah, we're moving into
before
a
we
new
go,
place.
yeah.
Fuck.
There will be a new place, so there'll be a new studio.
Look a little different?
It might take a little bit of time, but we might actually get like some proper like shit in the background.
Or we'll get it straight away. We don't know yet.
Or maybe, yeah, but basically what we're trying to say is the environment's going to look more like the type of content that we put out, and it'll be a little bit more of
Just sex toys and gimp suits on the back.
Yeah. So tune in for that, and we'll see you next week in the new place.
But yeah, if you have been sticking with us, then...
Oh my day.
Oh my days, oh my days.
I did actually fuck off.